Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode in the Dasher series for Hyperdash, this awesome VR Oculus Quest game. I'm not going to tell you about what the game is about again. I'm pretty sure by now you know what it is, and you've already tried it out because you're probably hearing so much about it, and you're like, God damn, I got to try that shit, Dre. I recommend people stop buying Switches and buy Quests with your stimulus check. Come on, man. Let's do it right. But I got a new guest in the place to be, and I'm a little disappointed right off the bat. I'm a little because this was gonna be my first non-HH Dasher in the Dasher series, but just a few days ago, something happened, and I'm gonna introduce him first before I tell you what happened. In the place to be, he's your friend, he's my friend, he's everybody's friend. We got the homie GATSBY. What's up, man?
What's going on, Dre? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. I mean, it's early in the morning. I'm getting ready and excited for this official match of the Dash League. It's finally going to open.
Yeah.
All this stuff we've been working towards is finally going to come together. Let's see if we can make it look good, but I don't want to XFL it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm excited for it. UNSC, my Dash League team played them in just a casual scrimmage a while back.
Yeah.
And obviously the elites have the reputation they do for a reason, so it's gonna be a fun match.
No, man, I'm absolutely, and it's going to be fun, but there's a lot on the line, and we could get more into that later on. But there's a lot on the line. I'm gonna try to bring the drama to the game.
All right.
But yeah, so what the heck happened, bro? I thought I was finally gonna have my first non-HH Dasher series. Not that because people are like, do you only do HH people? I was like, no, those are the only people who hit me up that are down. And then you said you were down, and then what made you? What happened, bro? What were the change?
Oh, man. Yeah. No, I mean,
Right off the bat.
It was mainly just to mess with you, Dre. You know that, man.
All right.
Yeah. No, so when I first hopped on Hyperdash, I joined Geezer shortly afterwards. One of my brothers actually plays as well, and he's in the Geezer clan. But as I've been playing for the last few weeks, I joined at the beginning of May. I just kind of found that all the people that I was actually playing with in game were a couple of people on my actual Dash League team, but then pretty much all HH, and those are the people that I was learning from and actually getting a strategy and tips and stuff from. So I hit up Kem, who runs Geezer, and I just wanted to make sure he was all cool with it because I don't want anything to blow up for anybody. But he's totally relaxed. I would still consider myself to be Geezer. Like, I love those guys; they're all rad. But HH is more for the competitive side of me.
Hey, you ain't lying, man. I'm scared sometimes. That's why I just do the video work, and hopefully they don't notice me. I can be the water boy because they got some serious competitors. They take it very serious over there.
Man, when an HH clan tag pops up in a game, it's time to lock and load, man.
Oh yeah, and I was noticing, like you said, with the recent update, we can see rooms now before we go into them. Now it's back to normal where there's a HH almost in every room.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun, and the thing I appreciate about the clans is, obviously there's drama here and there, but for the most part, all of the clans are pretty chill. They get along pretty well. So people's choice about what clan they hop into is nothing personal. It's just about where people feel like they've got that group,
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if you guys don't know what HH is, it's Hell's Hitmen. There's several clans in the Hyperdash game, and that's just one of them. Geezer's another one. Shout outs to them. We got what else? Is 4D? Is 4D a clan?
4D is a clan. That is the biggest clan, and then there's a few smaller clans. RDF, which is sort of like a family clan. Those guys are all dope, and you'll see that in the footage a little later on.
Okay. Now we say family clan. Is it like a literally a family?
Family, yeah. So they've been playing video games like as a group for the last 10 years or whatever, and now they're on Hyperdash, crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Soup and a few others. 5D, I think.
Now wait. Go back to RDF. Now this isn't like some Jackson 5-ish where we're like, like dad's like, you guys, we gotta work on it. Work on this. This is important.
You know what? I don't know the inner workings of that clan, man. All I know is that you got a RDF. There's like Dark Moon, Phoenix.
Okay.
1V and a few others.
That's dope.
Those guys they all come to play. Like those guys. And the interesting thing is their technique with how they play the game is different than everybody else. Like there's a specific style, even if you don't know who it is. Like I can pick up now when I see someone moving like they do that it's an RDF guy.
And you say style, that's funny because in the past it was usually just kind of, you know, there was maybe there was variations, but there was like 3 or 4 basic styles. Now with all the updates and all the new maps and the new guns and everything, there's so many different ways you could go about the game, especially now with the clans and people using like calm and stuff. You could go with all kinds of different techniques and tactics, and it's kind of sucks because I can't kill nobody no more.
Absolutely. No, it really is wild, and obviously we just had the Alpha 6 launch. I don't know if you've played it much at this point, but deathmatch is absolute chaos. But it also is a really interesting setup for learning individual techniques, because you don't have anyone on your team. You just you get dropped in somewhere and you gotta fight for your life literally every single second. So stuff like that's fun because I think it's really stretching and growing people's individual game. But for me, I think that hyperdash is always going to be a team-oriented game. I think that's where it really shines is the fact that you get to be in this VR world with teammates, communicate with them, strategize, and I think that team play is what makes it so much fun.
Oh yeah. No, I prefer the team. I'm scared of the deathmatch because I know like I'll be in the corner, just kind of like, you know, like not scared, but I would look scared. But you guys would think you guys would think I was scared, but I'll be actually that's my technique is that I crouch in the corner, kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was the first time I jumped in because I downloaded it pretty much as soon as it came out. I was up and got the alert and hopped into arena, and it was all like 40 veterans, HH, geese, like all these people that have played for a long time, a couple of elites, and everyone was just hopping into it brand new, and it was chaos. Like you'd have like 8 people all shooting each other in like a 20 by 20 foot radius. They're all just, it's whoever happens to be at the back and happens to not be shot is the lucky one. But yeah, it's a whole nother level. It makes some of the other maps now just seem really slow and mellow. You're just like, I'm not getting shot at the entire. I don't understand.
Let's go back to that moment. We were all expecting, anticipating, you might say, the Alpha 6 update. We heard a lot of, or actually the developers told us what they were working on, let us know what's going to happen. And when it got released, how did you feel? Was it like Christmas, like, or what was that moment like? Did you find out online?
Yeah, I found it online. It was actually funny. Someone, there was a false alert on the release because the side quest info got updated. So it said that it was updated to the new version. So everybody re-downloaded it, and it was just the old version. It had just, for some reason, the shell had gotten updated. Okay. And so then everyone was just waiting around anxiously for it to actually be updated. No, it was a lot of fun. I was really excited. I knew they were going to be putting in some changes. I knew they were going to be doing leveling and things like that. So it was definitely really exciting. I think with every single update, it's like, at least in my opinion, and Triangle Factory they've been crushing it with developing this game for sure. But I feel like it's always like 5 steps forward and then like 1 step back because they always change something that I'd rather they not change. Hey. But there's also so many good things, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, my fucking dog is seeing the postman and she's going nuts. So yeah, that's interesting because when I first heard about the update through the Discord, you know, not only was the main HD Discord on fire, but so was all the clans and the groups and everybody. They were just talking about it, posting pictures and everything. I went into my my Shadow server. Shout outs to Style Dev for hooking that up and checking it out. And I just saw all the rooms were just nothing but TO deathmatch. And I was like, what the heck? Not a single other one. Even the one that was a lobby, I was like, oh, maybe this would be something. Nope, TO deathmatch.
No, it was truly bonkers. And the deathmatch is like truly a workout. Like I started sweating. My arms started aching from swinging my pistols around everywhere. So I think I did, when I first hopped on, I think I did 4 or 5 of the death matches, and then I was like, I'm out. Like, I need to go lie down for a minute.
Now, are you on Quest or are you on something else?
I'm on Quest, yeah.
Okay, so I feel bad for the people with cables, man, because swinging around, trying to shoot at everybody shooting at you, you have all these, and then the developers missed an opportunity. For that stage alone, they should have put the theme song, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because seeing all these colors flying around, I was like, what the hell? Where's Tommy? Where's Kimberly?
Yeah,
And why does the Black Ranger still have 5 fingers? I thought it was 4, but I'm just saying.
Hopefully, they said that they're going to allow for some helmet like upgrades, like
Yeah.
you get rewards and stuff. I think it'd be pretty dope. If they allow you to put like a Power Rangers helmet on, I'd be down with that.
Oh
That'd be
yeah,
dope.
for sure. Yeah, that was crazy when I seen all that. But what I was gonna say about the developers is what they lack in conversation, because they always give you one word answers. they do in game features and technique, man. It just keeps getting better and better. Except for Yellow Map. Yellow Map to me is horrible. Terrible
I know
decision.
you like it, man. I know.
Terrible decision.
You know what? I love that map, and I understand you got your problems with it, but it's always gonna be my love on Hyperdash.
Terrible map. I can say it on this show. This isn't the Dash League. It's a terrible map. I hate it. There's too many rails. It's too much water. It's uncomfortable. And no SMG.
Dude, that rail hopping is my favorite though. That's what I like to do. Just like flying around on them.
You mentioned that we're gonna watch a video and then replay of that. I saw you doing some dope rail hopping. That was nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite things to practice. Is just moving from rail to rail as quickly as possible.
I have a very rude name for those type of people, but I've talked to HR and I won't be saying any of those things. But yeah, I got my name for those people.
All right.
But
got it on the show.
I'll send you a DM, bro. I'll let you know what it is.
All right, sounds good.
So then the alpha came out. They did they brought, like you said, deathmatch. They did teal map. I wonder if they're gonna open up like teal map, or like people have said in the past, like let the maps do whatever you like. Oh, but I guess you got control point because they're built into the map. You can't just do teal control point.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it being like a domination or control point. I could see them hopefully adding a team deathmatch option, which I think would be a really cool prospect. I do like deathmatch, but at some level it's almost a little too chaotic for like, especially if we're wanting to utilize it in the Dash League. But having just a team goal for how many kills, and having a map like that, which it's, there's a lot of levels to it that stack on top of each other. So there's all sorts of ways of moving around and flanking people and hiding. I think that would be a cool feature to add.
Can you explain to me the difference between deathmatch and team deathmatch? I'm a dummy like that.
So deathmatch is just a straight up free for all. Everybody is their own color, and anyone you see, you shoot. Team deathmatch would essentially be a 5v5. The difference is there's no specific objective. There's not a control point. There's not a button to hit. There's no payload to deliver. It's how many kills you get. So it means that your KD ratio is a big deal, because the more times the other team kills you, you can't just go in recklessly, especially as, like, say the goal is 200 kills for a team.
Yeah.
If your opponent's at 195, your team has to change their tactics to be more careful about dying. You have to be more conservative with how you play the game in order to not give points to the other team.
So first part of that, I love that idea. I love just going out there and killing, because that's what I liked about the first Alpha 1 when they had control the, I don't remember what it was, but I would just kill. I don't know what the button meant, but I just started killing. I love that. And number 2, imagine if they had 200 v 200 and Dash, like all the mayhem that would be going on and craziness.
I'm pretty sure that my headset would explode. I don't know if it can handle that, man.
Dude, the servers, they could put them in Antarctica. It would burn a hole through the earth.
It probably would.
So let's get into the game. Let's get into your history. So where'd you find out about it, man? Were you on Alpha 1, 2, 3?
I actually didn't jump in until Alpha 5.
Wow. Alpha 5, shout out to Power Rangers.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my like I mentioned, my brother plays, and he told me about it a while back, and regrettably, I didn't get involved in it until a little later on when it went to side quest. But shout out to AH1887. That's my brother. He's in Geezer. So yeah, I downloaded it. Obviously, with all this BS going on with things shut down, I have extra time on my hands. So I figured I'd jump into it. And I'm not really that much of a video game guy in general. Like, I'll play stuff here and there, but I've never been like kind of person to sit down and do 6-8 hours of a video game.
Yeah.
This is the first game between like VR and normal gaming consoles that like I have an interest and want to play on like a regular basis. So yeah, I downloaded it beginning of May, I think like May 6th or something like that.
And did you find out about it through like maybe Reddit or through? Because I found out about it through an article that led me to the Discord.
Yeah. So it was my brother who told me about it. He told me because we both had quests and we'll play games. He's in another state, so we'll play games together as a way of just hanging out and kicking it.
Cool.
And he was like, "Yo, there's this new game. You can only download it through this Discord link." And I was like, "I'm not sure about that."
You thought it was a hack or a virus?
Yeah, exactly. And like I trust him, and I was like, I don't want to go through the work of getting this package downloaded and uploaded. I don't know what it's going to do. But yeah, regrettably, I should have joined a lot earlier. But yeah.
I mean, I just went full head first. I saw some shots, and I'm into that whole. I like the art. People don't like the graphics on it, but I'm like, it's cool. It's gravy. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be too realistic or too detailed.
Well, and that's the thing about, and I know they're going to be developing some more art skins and stuff for the maps, which I'm sure will be great. But like when you think about like throughout history, like the games that have like become classic games, it's not about it being hyper realistic. Like that can be a cool thing, but it's really about the gameplay. And I appreciate the fact that the dev team has really put most of their effort into making sure the gameplay is as functional as possible. And to my experience at this point, Hyperdash is the most functional game that I've seen in VR. Like I don't know of anything else that either won't give you motion sickness or you feel limited in your abilities to move around the world and to accomplish objectives. Like there's always things in most VR games that remind you that you're not in reality.
Absolutely.
Hyperdash is one of those that I really feel like I get lost in that world they've created.
And then what was funny is when I was playing it for a while in the beginning, I would a lot of times I would at work or I was standing still, I would try to dash or feel like I was moving forward without moving. I was like, oh, this is crazy side effects.
Yeah. It's a bummer that I can't run across the room as fast as I can dash in Hyperdash.
Exactly. And shout outs to the developers for hooking me up with the kills and deaths in spectator view. Now I can finally know who killed you and who you killed.
Yeah.
And then the up and down is amazing. It's working awesomely. They added elevation, de-elevation. Is that a word? De-elevation? Anyways. Up and down, they added it to the controls for spectator, and with the help of Jax, we put our minds together, and we found a program that maps them to the controller. So now I could go up and down, and with the controller, everything's it's gonna look nice. It's gonna look nice.
Dude, yeah. Every single scrimmage in the game that you've been working on, it's just gotten better and better every time.
Yeah, that's my rule. I either maintain quality or go up. I can never go back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta live, bro. Why are you going to go back? You got to just stay the same or go up, right? So let's get back to the game. You're playing this game, and at the beginning, were you like just playing for fun, or did you get the competitive bug right away?
I mean, I'm always a little bit competitive. I grew up playing sports and stuff, but it was just a way to pass the time. Even now, like I'm on a Dash League team, and my Dash League team, it's the others, which I know you...
well, I'm glad you know which team you're on. Back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Poor CT doesn't even know he's on a team still.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say. I'm just saying. I'm glad you know. You said it, not me. All right, back to
you. Yeah. So it's even now, like I'm competitive at it, but it is about having fun, and I think that's the coolest thing. My team, others, we got a lot of really good players, but more importantly, like even over the last couple of weeks with us just scrimmaging and practicing, like everybody in the team has gotten 10 times better. One of our players, No Shot, who's in the Soup Clan, he has been practicing on his aim, and he's posted a video to our team Discord where he's playing on Grey Domination, and he gets, I think it's like 6 or 7 headshots in a row, like Whoa. Just bam, bam, bam. He's like, oh yeah, my aiming technique has been working really well, and he just worked on it for like 1 week, and now like if he sees you, you're basically dead. Yeah, so like things like that, it's all about like we're all there just elevating each other and learning techniques. from each other.
No, and that's what I've noticed with this. Ever since people got serious about competition in the dash hyper dash game, excuse me, it's that's not Corona. I'm a smoker. It's illegal in California. Uh, but the it's cool because the competition is serious, but people are willing to show you and help you because I mean we're all willing to share the stuff we've learned, and I think that's real cool. And
Yeah,
we talk a lot of smack, but it's just in fun. Well, usually I don't know, the trolls lately have been deep, but
yeah.
if you don't know, in the recent update as well came XP and levels, and now everybody's going level crazy. I'm seeing people like trying to play as long as fast as they can to get their level up. All right, was that you?
Not really. I think I think level 15. I think it'll show in the video. I'm not going to try to obsessively level up. Um, and like props to people to do. I know that the Taser, for example, hit level 20 the first day, which is
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yeah, I was watching that. He was in every room though. That's why. I mean, I don't know what Taser does, but I mean, it seems like he's doing this all day.
Dude, he's everywhere. Yeah. I don't know. Like the XP is cool, and I think it's a cool little incentive for players. But at this point, the community at least that's playing right now is established. Like no one's gonna look at your no one's gonna look at someone like Lateralist, for example, if he hasn't been playing much this week and he's a level 4 and think that just because the other person's a level 10 that they're somehow better. Like it doesn't really dictate who's the best at the game. It doesn't dictate people that do well at the game when they play, but it's not the same thing.
And he makes a good point. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like you can't take away the experience that I've had all these alphas. Just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm level 0 because I haven't played at all in the new alpha doesn't mean that I don't have my techniques and my tricks. The problem is
Yeah.
when they find out those tricks and they use them against me. God damn it! Or they become cheats. Like I like to run into the middle base and like hide a little bit, and people said that can't do that. It's cheating. And I was like, it's not fair, man. You guys have yellow map. I have my cheat. Leave me alone.
It's always changing, man.
Nah.
You never know. They keep on tweaking stuff. I'm sure they're gonna. I think they're probably gonna shut down that middle base spawn point at some point. They already changed the shotgun power.
Yeah.
So
you're getting back into the game. This is serious. And what made you want to join the Geezer clan? Was that just because your brother was in it, or they reached out to you?
In there, I at that point I was mainly just looking for people to dialogue with and like chat about the game. And like the main Discord server is cool, but it's just so many people that it's almost not even helpful when it's that many people.
Yeah.
I hopped in there just because I knew my brother was in there, and I had played with a couple of the Geezer guys, Worthen K, who's also on my Dash League team, and Kem. And so, yeah, that was kind of it was a spot to chat with people, find people to link up with, to play, and learn from.
And not to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot. What's the list of people on your team?
What's the people on my team?
Yeah.
So we've got AH1887, Worthen K, Pietro, No Shot, Soup. So there's two Soups. Soup, No Shot, Soup, okay. We've got Alakai, Outsider, Saber Quest.
Ooh,
And
that's a new one, right?
Yeah, Saber Quest is new. He's in HH as well. He's England based. He's really freaking good. And I think that's it. I want to say that's it. That should be it.
That was pretty good, man. You got me with Saber Quest because I didn't know about that one. I was missing that one.
Yeah, he's a recent ad. I'm not even sure if we may not have updated the team roster, but he was in our scrimmage.
Exclusive. All right, go ahead. I got that. I got it. It's all right. It's here. We're doing it. So I mean, you're so when you heard about the Dash League announcement, did you follow the drama behind it, like the whole thing that happened?
Oh, with the elites?
Well, the elites, yeah. Basically, they took the
Yeah.
what everybody wants to say the best. I'm not sure if that's true, but the best of every clan and just made their own team. Do you think that was fair? Oh, did we lose the signal? Oh, there we go.
Coming through? All right, there we go.
There we're back.
Awesome.
Did you hear the question?
Yes. So yeah, as far as the whole elites thing, I mean, I get if some people took issue with it, but like, Dash League was never a clan thing; it was a team thing, and we see that with a lot of the teams. Our team is a combination of at least 3 different clans.
Okay.
So, I mean, those guys have been playing together for a long time. If you want to create a team with your friend, I don't have any issue with it.
But that's kind of because that they kind of set the standard, they set the precedence. Would you have preferred the teams come from the clans, or you think it was cool just to mix and match because it's a different league?
Cool to mix and match. I mean, I think that the clans are a separate thing from the league, and I think there's definitely crossover. But if your team is tops 11 or 12 people, some clans don't even have enough players to meet that standard. Other clans have way too many people to be able to designate all these different teams. So let people find people they like to play with and go from there, because I think that's going to be the best part. Like, the Dash League is so much fun because it's all these different people that have put together a team of people that they want to kick it with and they want to play games with. And that's what makes it fun and competitive, is that combination.
And I like the idea too because it's easier to manage these teams. I mean, you could give more personality to a small group instead of having a Walmart of a clan try to go in there and be like Leroy Jenkins and just send whoever they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too, because like with ours, we're a combination of all these different people from different clans, and we smack talk and we tease each other about clan related stuff, but ultimately, like, because the personalities fit so well and we all vibe, like it works out really nicely.
It's cool. I like the teams that have come out of it so far. 4D has like 2 or 3 teams there. I think HH has 2 or 3 teams there, like combinations of people, but it's like a lot. It's nice.
Yeah. And I'm excited. I think that as we get kicked off today with UNSC and the elites, I think we'll probably see some more teams get added to the mix once they see what's going on.
You think there should be a limit of how many teams that could participate?
I mean, not really. Like, if we hit a certain number, we'll probably want to think about more structure for how games are played.
And what's that number you think?
I don't know. What we're at, like 7 or 8 teams right now.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. You think 16?
I think at 16, then we might want to think about like creating like a schedule for how teams match up and when they play, just to make sure that it's not the same teams always playing the same teams. But right now, I think it's a small enough number that people can schedule at will, and everyone will want to play everyone at some point.
Yeah, I told them if you want, we could do it once a week maybe on a Saturday. I could dedicate 2 hours every Saturday to that, and we could just stream the official matches live, and then try to catch the scrimmages whenever we can. But those could go on during the week, or during the weekend, but after the official or before.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And what do you think after doing your first scrimmage the other day? I recorded all that, right? Were you on that team?
For others?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did the one against UNSC, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. Again, like, the scrimmages have been really nice because as we've been adding players, we want to make sure that people are meshing and that we're working out our strategy and tactics and stuff, and make sure everyone's on board. So that was a big learning experience, and they definitely got the best of us in that game. But the cool thing, like I mentioned, is that even the last week or so since that scrimmage, like, everybody on the team has improved in leaps and bounds, and collectively, like, how we play together, it's really cool to see, like, even without people communicating on comms, how instinctively people know what roles to fill in certain situations and stuff like that.
So are you guys comm heavy with your communication in the game?
It's fluctuated. Right now, we're trying to keep it pretty limited as far as comm. It's mainly directions about where enemies are located, based off of tags we use for different locations. And then occasionally we have like a switch of phases. So we have a tactic for one phase, a tactic for another phase. So it's mainly just making sure there's no confusion.
So you guys kind of got a game book, and you guys could like audible if you need to, because you guys got several plays that you guys already practiced and kind of could coordinate no matter what.
Each game mode that we have, like with domination, payload, things like that, we have specific phases that, depending on how the game state is, how many enemy we're dealing with, how we're doing as far as pushing a payload or holding buttons, we switch from one phase to another.
And is this playbooks like written down, or can I hack your system and download this?
It might be in our Discord, but I'm not sure if I'm going to invite you now.
Damn, I should have not said anything. But also, aren't you afraid that somebody's gonna spectate, basically do the, what is that fool's name, Bill Belichick, to you guys and just spectate and catch your playbook?
Maybe. I mean, here's the thing. Like, first of all, I don't really know of anyone in Dash League as of right now that is that much of an asshole.
Hi, my name is Dre. Nice to meet you.
Man.
No, I'm not competing.
But on top of that, like, yeah, if you scout, like, if you watch people play, like, you'll start picking up on it. And even just playing against some of the other teams when they've been practicing, I've picked up on some of their tactics. It's one thing to understand generally what a tactic they're using might be. It's another thing to know when they're going to use it, and then also how to stop it. So I think that if you have a good strategy as a team in place, I'm not too worried about whether or not the opponent knows that we'd like to use a certain style or not.
Let's talk about tactics. So, like, what are you, like a run and gun, a stop and pop? Like, what do you like to do?
I'm a little bit of a stop and pop. It's kind of a combination. And when I came in, it was fun because I learned a bit from my brother, and then Lat and Worthen K showed me some stuff. And then Fathead, I got to do a couple of matches with him where
he got those crackhead dashes where he's like everywhere. He's like
he was taking me to school, and so all that's been super useful. I really like utilizing a lot of fast dashing.
That's
and
Fathead.
what I do is I try to limit my time standing still as much as possible. So I fire in between dashes, but I only allow myself like basically like a 2-second window to get those shots off before I move again, regardless of whether or not I've killed the guy. And that allows you to move fast enough that it's difficult for the opponent to pin you down and actually kill you. That's also why I like the rails so much, because if you're on the rails, you're moving at a higher speed without using your dash power-ups. So if you're able to stay on the rails and move around on them, not only are you difficult to kill, but at any point you have a full set of dashes to utilize to get that kill. So yeah, that's kind of my style. As much as possible, I like to dash circles or zigzags.
Okay.
To be able to get to a place to take out the opponent.
How about sprint circle? You a sprint circle guy?
I'm not a sprint circle guy. I do need to learn
piss people
that.
Off.
It's effective sometimes, but I just don't really use sprint in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's it can be effective in certain circumstances, but my thought is, why would I run to a spot if I could just dash there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It helps when you're in small, enclosed areas because you can't really dash far in those areas, so you just sprint and jump around, roll around the corner really fast. But for the most part, yeah, you just hit it by accident usually.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like everybody has their own style that works for them. Like we talked about RDF earlier. RDF is really good at sprinting and shooting at the same time, which can really catch you off guard. But then you have other people that tend to make a much more stationary approach to how they dash and move and shoot.
I'm for the most part, like I'll cover a whole area. I don't stand still because I don't want to be considered a camper. So I just kind of like move around left to right, keep shifting.
Yeah,
and I hold down an area. But usually when people find out that that's where I go to, then I have to switch it up.
Yeah.
And then I find another place to camp at. I mean, cover.
No, and here's the thing, like, other than like, I don't know, camping on health or power-ups and things like that, which even that I don't have that much of an issue with. Like, there's not really a way to camp in this game because of how fast the movement is. Like, if you are staying in one spot for a long time, you're the one at disadvantage, not the other person.
Well, let's talk about the number one camper, the one everybody hates, the Darth Vader of this game. He's got nothing but negative reviews. He has 3 cases against him in the BBB. He's been accused of being a perv, not mead, all the bad stuff. He's got. You know what I'm talking about,
I know
Gatsby?
what you're talking about.
Who am I talking about?
Master of Games.
Master of Games has a terrible reputation for being a camper. Like he sets up a tent. He got the marshmallows. He's got the cantina. He's ready to go.
Yeah, it's I've only played him a couple of times. Again, like how people play the game is their choice. Like some of the stuff, as far as the things that he said or the stuff he does in the game lobbies and stuff.
Well, what do you mean, Gatsby? What does he say or what does he do?
You're gonna make me say some bad stuff on here, aren't you?
Hey, I mean, I'm not the one jerking the confetti off. I mean, it's not me doing it.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it was me till I found out it was inappropriate and I stopped doing it. But at least I ain't doing it on people.
This is a game that, like, obviously kids are playing. Like a lot of kids are in VR. So we're trying to, as much as I think the majority of us are scumbags and say and do BS all the time. Keeping the game clean so it can be enjoyable for everybody, I think, is a positive thing for us all to work towards. So Master of Games is one of those people that could be, if you wanted to, could be a really positive aspect of the community.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like he wants to. So that's a bummer. But it's also enjoyable to see different players go after him just because he's acting like a dick, and then make life miserable for him in the game for a little while.
As long as it's I don't kill cats or don't kill cats situation, we're good, man. I'm all right, man. But Master of Games, if you're listening to this, man, what's up? Come on air, man. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's get it out here. Let's find out.
We should do like a Jerry Springer style show with Fathead and Master of Games.
No, I don't want him to be attacked. I want him just to tell us what's going on, or like I want to hear why he does it. Is it just because it's funny, or what the hell is it? Because I mean, it's cool to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like inappropriate humor and dark humor with all that stuff, but I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm just a decent human being. But I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable either. So that's why it sucks. But people tell me to stop.
Like everyone's entitled to do and what they want to, and Master of Games is no exception. The issue is that he doesn't seem to have an interest in being a positive person, both through his action and words. So like that's his call.
Yeah.
But right now he's just alienated from a pretty small gaming community, and that's his prerogative. He can do what he wants.
It was small until the side quest came on, and then the whole wave came in, and with the wave, one out of every 5 person was a troll.
Yeah, it got a little weird for sure. But I feel like it's toned down a bit.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're establishing order again, at least until it gets released on the Oculus Store. Then we'll see what happens.
Well, the waves happen like this. It's like the new people, everybody comes in, and then the people are there for the competition and realize it's such a great game and it's amazing. They stick around or they join clans or leagues or stuff like that, and they get into the competition of it. And the people who are trolling, trying to like have fun with the game, they get bored because the newbies are getting better and the vets are killing them, so they move on to other games. And then the same thing's going to happen in Oculus, but it's probably going to take a little bit longer because there's going to be more people.
Yeah. Well, I think it is really cool that there has been a consistent trend of when the new players come in, if they're willing to hop onto Discord, if they're willing to take feedback and tips and stuff, there's a really great opportunity where, like you said, most of the veteran players are willing to take that time to teach some noobs some tricks and stuff. And that even happened today in the video you recorded. Right as I was logging on, one of the guys on my team just said, as we were fading into the yellow map, "How do you play this game?" And I was like, "Oh crap!" So I tried to give him a couple tips on the fly. He didn't really respond much, but hopefully he's able to get some of it down and enjoy the game because it's rad.
Imagine going to war and be like, "Yo, how do we win this war?" And be like, "Stay here and leave."
Got bad news for you.
Stay in the base, don't move. So before we get into watching your gameplay, because I want to check out your technique live and well, not live, but in action. What kind of updates you've seen? Some of the updates that happened so far. Some of the asks, some of the things we want. What do you want to see in the game or to happen?
Oh man, I really like to see either them adding more dashes that you start out with,
Okay.
um, or have more readily available power-ups. Either more of them or have them be restored more often. I think right now, the way that they're pushing the game, they're trying to push the hyper and hyper dash. It's fast moving. Deathmatch is the best example of that right now. Just go, go, go constantly. I think that they're limiting the natural ability for it to do that by limiting some of the capabilities that you have. Like dashing is the biggest aspect of the game. You only have 3 to start out, and it can go up to 5. I think it would be cool if you start out with 5, and then if you hit one of the dash power ups, it doesn't add any more dashes on, but it makes them restore faster, and so that you can move around even more.
How,
So that's probably the biggest one for me.
how about to compromise? They add a jump, and you could just jump around. You could double jump, or you could even like do backflips and stuff.
That would be dope. One thing that was recommended, I think, actually by Worthen, who's my teammate, is the idea of, and I haven't worked through exactly how it would look, but I like the concept. The idea that you're able to dash into midair.
Yeah.
So, so you don't have to find an actual spot that you can land on. You can dash somewhere, and if you dash over a ledge and you fall off and die, well, that's your fault. But if you have the dashes to jump into the air and then jump back somewhere, it could make some really interesting strategy for people's movement in the game.
Now that would be cool if you could only dash straight up in the air and down, not at an angle. Because if you were dashing at an angle, then people would just be flying off into the air like some X-Men and shit on like rocket stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, nah. That's why they had a limit to the dash because you can only move so quick down the map as you can as it is.
I just okay. So here's what I think about. I think about like a map like let's take Domination Gray, like in that B area where they've got those ledges. I think it would be really cool to be able to like be up there in a gunfight with someone, dash up into the air, and then fall down while shooting. I think that concept would be pretty cool.
And that's what I'm saying. It's cool if you dash straight up in the air, that's fine, but not at an angle because you're launching yourself like, you know what I mean?
But why can't you dash at an angle? That would be awesome.
Hey, now you're trying to manipulate the game. I don't like it, Gatsby. All right, that's
You asked the question. It's all your fault.
I want to see more maps. I want to see if they need space, if they need room. Yellow could be demolished. We could get rid of yellow today, and I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't shed a tear. But and I'm the only one on this. It sucks. I'm gonna get some traction eventually. One day I'll get some traction. But let's check out your gameplay before you leave. I got a few minutes left with you. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, I'm still, so we're good.
So let's check it out. I didn't find that I was having audio issues for the first match. We're gonna only watch the second one, the yellow map, the longer match.
All right, cool. Yeah.
It'll come up soon. I couldn't find the audio for the game yet, but I'll find it eventually. Just give it some time.
All right.
See how that smooth drone action is going up and down? I love it now. I don't have to look up, look down. I can just go, woo, just rise.
Nice.
I'll get to the action eventually, I promise. This is yellow map. This is the suckiest map in the whole game. So do you like this map out of all of them, or what's your favorite?
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, this is probably my favorite. I just like how fast the action is, while there's still being a lot of strategy involved in it. I think that there's just a lot of really cool opportunities to move around quickly, but you still have to. It's not just whoever's the fastest. You also have to like watch for certain points.
Now, do you have any favorite spots or any like go-to moves right here? Like you have like reflexes almost.
Yeah, so I like if I'm able to grab that dash, I like to be able to I like to hop up to the top level just because there's an angle that you can see all the rails. and that allows me to see if we have any opponents that are coming into the base at the time. Um, I really like taking the left rail, um, directly to the left of where I just was, because it's the highest rail and it allows me to jump from point to point on the rails really quickly, in case there's an enemy that I've seen.
Yeah, because you've got these rails down packed. Like you know exactly where to leap, where to hit it from, how far your dash is gonna be.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just a practice thing. Like everybody can learn that. Fathead showed me some stuff just as far as utilizing the controller and turning the controller over in order to allow you to find angles to catch rails that you normally wouldn't be able to. And then the biggest thing, really, on a map like this is that the elevation change is a huge deal. One of the hardest things to track when someone is moving around with dashes is not them moving side to side.
Yeah.
It's them moving up and down. So if I'm able to catch a rail and then jump to another rail, even if someone's on me and they're tracking with me, their ability to actually see where I am and get a lock on me with their gun is pretty hard.
And this stage has not too many hiding spots, not too many corners, and that's what I like to do. I like to kind of creep around. But this place doesn't have any of that, and it also doesn't have any SMGs, no staple gun. I mean, no rockets. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why they don't use SMGs on this one. I'm guessing the idea is that it's a little too open for an automatic weapon.
Come on.
I don't know, man. I barely touch any of the automatics. I'll sometimes use the staple guns. I do like staple guns here and there, but it's so great for all of the long range weapons, even the pistols, which are not really long range, but you can do some serious sniping with them.
Here's a replay. You were coming down the rail, you got that guy, but then his homie caught you from the angle.
Yeah. Yeah, those are those RDF guys. Those guys are talented. They have been playing this game for a long time. But I got some good revenge on them here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. You think they'll join the league?
They actually already did. They are on the TBD team.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
so
TBD.
That's a good team. They
So
got
if you pick up one, you have to pick up all of them.
yeah, well, because man, they're a family. Family sticks together, you know.
Hey, you think so? Till Fathead joins your clan, and then I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Fathead. Don't get mad. Damn. There's a point I don't want to ruin it. We'll get to there. But you got some dope ass technique. Let's see if is this it? No, not yet. So your pistol game is on point.
Yeah, no, pistols are my favorite. The charge shot is I know a lot of people struggle with it just because it's a little bit slower and it's difficult to aim. But if you really practice that technique, it's so potent because if you go for headshots, it basically means that you've got two chances to take them out, and because you have two guns, if you are able to land 50%, like it's an automatic kill every single time. So why would you not do that?
And when did you know about charge shots from the beginning?
Yeah, so my first day on, it was like my third game or something, and my brother joined me, and he showed me that you could charge them up and use that. But I didn't really start using them until a few days later. What actually happened is 678, who's another legend in the Elite, he posted a video of him playing the Payload Orange map, and I was watching him just charge the shots and then just headshot, body shots, taking people down with one quick move. And I realized, okay, I may suck at it for a while I practice it, but it's clearly a better technique because if you lock onto them, they're automatically dead.
Yeah, the first time I found out about it really late. It was Alpha 5 and somebody told me and I was like, "Really?" And I never thought about it. I always go for SMG. I'm empty the clip on one side, empty the clip on the next side, empty the clip on the next. Or it used to be like that till they ruined the reload time.
Yeah, I was gonna say the SMG has definitely lost a bit of its shine since the original.
I'm an Alpha
I like
1 32 bullet guy, man. I miss those times. Oh, hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, shit. I thought I lost you. Yeah, I missed the first Alpha when they had 32 bullets in that.
Ooh, that was a fun little sequence there.
Oh, yeah. Did I get the replay? I think I got the replay on that. There you go. You got 3 people in that round. Did you know you were going to do that? Or the third person? Did you know you were going to do that already?
Do what part?
You got those 3 people right there. That was the spot. That was the part I was talking about. I didn't want to spoil. Let's go
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like I remember that in the game. It was so that's a good example. If you watch that, that's the elevation change that I'm talking about.
Okay.
You have that ability to, especially in the opponent's base here on yellow, uh, that movement is a
Boom.
big.
Boom.
So I go up
You
here,
got the
I get
button.
and then I go down and up in order to make sure that they don't really know what level I'm on. And even after this guy moves, go back in and then immediately go back up.
That was like a 5 in a row almost from the time that run began to that point, even with the combo of the 3 at the
I think it was
end.
5 or 6 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? A 6-7 run? Damn. And then I seen you dashing around the rails real smooth. Like you don't. It's almost like you're not even looking at it. Like you're doing it blind almost. Like you just know where to put your arm.
Well, VR is nice because you have this, this full immersion. So when you're using your dash there to get around, I can be looking at something and holding that dash down.
Yeah.
And as soon as I see that yellow streak in the corner of my eyes, I can go ahead and release and move to that rail. So it's a little bit of kind of a general calculation, but because of the VR world, it's easier to do it while you're focusing on other things.
Now I noticed your technique right away when you come out the base is grab that dash. Is that what you recommend everybody do?
I mean, if it's available, and that's a tough aspect because it's not always available. But those 2 extra dashes are the difference, especially when playing against some good players between winning and losing. Like if you run out and they still have 2 dashes, you have to stand there trying to track with them while they can move around you 2 more times. You there, Trey?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Sorry. I was
You're
smoking.
good.
And I shouldn't have done that. Now blue team was kicking your butt, but not excuse me. But not for you trying, man.
Yeah, it was a good game. I can't do much when RDF is on their game working all together like a pack. It's tough to beat. But we put in a good fight. The new guys hopefully weren't too discouraged by the fact that they were getting swarmed by those vets the whole game. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, we've I say we like me, but the clan's been accused of cheating a lot.
Yeah, it happens.
Do you get
kind of
do you
kind
get
of a bad
accused?
point.
Do you get accused of being a cheater because of how good you are?
Yeah, I had a game this last week. It was a blue payload game, and it was mostly new players. In fact, I think like 3 or 4 of them were all like friends that were trying it out for the first time. I went on it was like a 22-0 kill streak, and then I think I finished. What did I finish at? I think that game I finished around 110 and 27 on the game, and about halfway through, I kept on hearing whenever I would kill them because you could hear their mics in game, and it was he definitely has aimbot. I was like, no, I promise, just practicing.
So when all the noobs barely came in, I actually got I even took a screenshot because I was like, this is never gonna happen again. I got a high like 60 something kills when only 15 deaths, and they're accusing me of cheating. And I was like, I went up to the guy, I was like, you don't know how happy you just made me calling me a cheater. This is amazing. I feel like a real guy. I feel like a real dasher.
Absolutely. I don't even know, like with a game like this that's it's in alpha and it's being changed constantly and it's in VR. Like I don't even know how you would use an aimbot or anything like that. I don't even know if that's set up for VR. Like
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's ways that you could just like.
I'm sure there is. I'm just not quite sure what that would look like.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to give ideas. I don't want to talk about it. But you got 5 more minutes for me. We're getting close to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's continue watching. So I'm like your dash technique is dope on the rails. How about the other maps? How about orange and blue and the other ones? Do you have? Are you good at those as well, or is this just your main one?
Yeah, I really enjoy blue payload is very close to yellow for me as far as maps go. Um, I like that one on both sides because the game is really just focused on who can stay on objective the most.
Yeah.
Um, so for blue payload, I like to do a lot of flanking. The focus is always on the payload, but if you can take the focus off the payload, you usually win the game. Um, I really like coming down the rail, the central rail on payload, and then as soon as you get within view of an opponent, you hit the dash hard, like depending if you have a power up 3 or 4 times,
Okay.
because you can just shoot right past them, and at that point you have an advantage to take them out. So it's about conserving those dashes until you have a good opportunity to use them.
Now let's watch that part right there. What was that right there? It looked like almost like you fell. You fell on the ledge. Did you know that was happening, or it was a nice accident?
That one was on purpose because if you hold the dash down,
Yeah.
and push it right past the ledge, it'll shoot you down into the bottom area. It's just
Oh.
the dash path is not quite the same as the angle that you're shown. So I hold it until I see the circle disappear because it's going down to the bottom floor, and then I can just jump straight down to the bottom.
That's sweet then right there. It's nice. That was nice. I was like, damn, he saved himself. That's sweet. I'm usually in the water and it gives me claustrophobia.
It's okay. You're not really in the water.
If
It's
you-
all illusion.
Did you ever have any anxiety like being like in those space? You know, like when you're just like there's no floor, the wall is just miles and miles of vector.
A little bit, yeah. I've definitely got that. The within the first few rounds of me playing hyperdash, I definitely had a couple of moments where it tripped me out. The first time I got a yellow for sure, I almost like tripped because I was on the rail and I looked over and I was like, whoa, I'm up in the air. But it faded after a little while.
I felt a little wobbly when they added sprint to the rails. I hit it by accident and I went forward. And I was like, whoa, and I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, I like that you have your guns in front of you because a lot of people like to shoot from the hip. It's annoying.
Nah, I don't get that. Like, I get you can triangulate it, but the biggest thing for me is like when you go up against a really good player, you don't have the chance to aim like that. Like you don't have the chance to take a couple of aiming shots and then figure out how to kill them. You have to hit them immediately. So I practice at different ranges to be able to guarantee that I have a basic triangulation so that when I raise those pistols up, I know generally the target area that I'm going to hit within, and then I can decide if I want to go for body or if I want to go for their head.
And damn, that's dope, dude. Oh man, I think that's time. I appreciate you, Gatsby, being here and doing this, man. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to add?
League for sure. Everyone needs to get involved if they can.
Oh yeah,
Some
for sure.
stuff. Come watch Dre in the show UNSC versus the Elites for sure, and then catch my team the others sometime soon.
And if you're under 18, go ahead and turn down the volume and just imagine what we're saying. No, I'm just kidding. HR talk to me. I'm good. Hey, but so you got any shout outs to give, or where can people get a hold of you at?
I'm on the Hyperdash Discord. I don't have a whole lot of social media related to gaming, but hit me up on Discord if you guys joined GATSBY. If you're new, I'd love to give you some pointers, or if you want to throw down, always ready for a good battle.
Yeah, and for right now, Gatsby's on HH. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This game is not a game to us. We're competing, and we're trying to get the best of the best, right, Gatsby?
It's some good
It's
stuff.
Gatsby.
Man.
I see. I said it wrong again. I'm so dumb. I'm sorry. Hey, but thanks for doing this for me, man. It's so hard to get interviews out of people and everything. Look at you. You waved at the camera at the end. That was dope. I saw you. You were like, when I was at the score in the game. This is Dash. This is Dasher series. It's a series for about the Dashers that play the game. If you want to be a part of it, hit me up. It's not about level of skill or anything like that. It's just about enjoying the game and wanting to talk about it. Shout out to developers for this dope game and all the things they do. Triangle Factory, and shout outs to all the clans and Dash League. Tune in today at 5 p.m. Or if this comes out, I don't know. I have to ask. Is it cool if I release it today, right now?
Yeah, you're good, man. Go
All
for
right.
it.
Well, then tune in today at 5 p.m. to watch the first official match of Dash League, UNSC versus Elites. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to be drama. You know what's up. All right? Thank you so much again. Appreciate your time. Peace.
Take care, Dre. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, man. Peace.